The economic canary, why Black women's success is everyone's success. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Soft Girl Era podcast. I'm thrilled to be sharing insights from my recent interview with Latoya Hall, a revolutionary economic researcher whose work has fundamentally transformed our understanding of economic indicators and entrepreneurship among Black women. Latoya isn't just collecting data, she's illuminating hidden patterns that have been overlooked for generations. Her research has shattered conventional economic wisdom and replaced it with something far more powerful: truth. Through her tireless advocacy and brilliant analysis, she's creating pathways where only barriers existed before, dismantling systems of inequity with the precision of a surgeon and the passion of a revolutionary. Latoya Hall isn't just studying the economy, she's redefining it. Have you ever considered that an entire demographic of our population might be functioning as an early warning system for economic shifts? That the financial well being of one group could predict broader economic trends before they impact everyone else? This revelation stopped me in my tracks during my conversation with Latoya. What she shared wasn't just interesting, it was paradigm shifting. Black women, positioned at the intersection of both racial and gender discrimination, experience economic downturns first and most severely. They are, in essence, the economic canaries in the coal mine. Let that sink in for a moment. The very demographic that has historically been marginalized, overlooked, and undervalued may hold the key to understanding and potentially preventing economic crises before they fully develop. When Black women begin experiencing higher unemployment rates, when their businesses struggle to access capital, when their households face financial strain, these aren't isolated incidents. They're warning signs. They're indicators that broader economic challenges may be on the horizon for everyone. This insight completely transforms our perspective. Supporting Black women isn't just a matter of equity or fairness, though it absolutely is both of those things. It's also a matter of economic self interest for society as a whole. If we want a resilient economy, we need to ensure that Black women are thriving. Their success isn't separate from our collective prosperity, it's a prerequisite for it. Let me take you deeper into this reality through some powerful stories that Latoya shared during our conversation. Consider Tasha, a brilliant entrepreneur with an innovative healthcare technology solution that could revolutionize patient care in underserved communities. Despite her stellar business plan, impressive prototype, and even early customer interest, she approached 12 different banks for startup funding. 12 times she was denied. When she finally secured financing, it came with interest rates nearly double what her white male counterparts were paying. This isn't an isolated incident, it's a pattern. Black women business owners consistently face barriers that their counterparts don't encounter at nearly the same rate. They're charged higher interest rates, scrutinized more heavily, and denied loans despite having credit scores and business plans comparable to approved white applicants. These aren't just inconveniences, they're systemic barriers that prevent wealth creation and economic mobility. They're choke points that restrict the flow of innovation, job creation, and community investment. But here's where the story takes a powerful turn. Despite these obstacles, or perhaps because of them, Black women are starting businesses at an unprecedented rate. They're finding innovative ways to overcome barriers, leveraging technology, forming support networks, and creating new pathways to success. Latoya shared the remarkable story of the Sisterhood Collective, a group of Black women entrepreneurs in Atlanta who, after repeatedly being denied traditional bank loans, created their own community based lending circle. They pooled resources, provided microloans to each other, and offered mentorship and support. Within 3 years, several businesses from this collective had grown enough to qualify for formal banking relationships, and they were employing dozens of people from their communities. One member, Kendra, started a sustainable beauty product line in her kitchen. Today, her products are in major retailers across the country, and she employs 28 people, 22 of whom are women of color from her neighborhood who had previously struggled to find stable employment. This isn't just a heartwarming story of perseverance, it's evidence of untapped economic potential. Imagine what these entrepreneurs could achieve if they had equal access to capital from the beginning. Imagine the jobs they could create, the innovations they could bring to market, the wealth they could generate, not just for themselves, but for entire communities. The economic impact extends far beyond individual success stories. When Black women owned businesses thrive, they typically hire from within their communities, invest locally, and create economic ripples that benefit everyone. They become anchors of economic stability in neighborhoods that have historically been underserved. This brings me to another critical insight from my conversation with Latoya. The rising tide of women's entrepreneurship globally represents one of the most significant economic shifts of our time. Women are starting businesses at unprecedented rates across sectors ranging from technology to healthcare, education to sustainable goods. Digital platforms have democratized the access to markets, allowing women entrepreneurs to reach customers globally without the massive capital investments that were once required. Online communities have created support networks that provide mentorship, guidance, and collaboration opportunities. The result has been a surge in women led startups that are changing industries and creating more diverse, innovative business environments. Research consistently shows that diverse teams make better decisions, identify more creative solutions, and ultimately build more successful companies. But here again, we see disparities. While women's entrepreneurship is rising overall, Black women still face disproportionate challenges in accessing the resources, networks, and capital needed to scale their businesses. They're doing more with less, which is a testament to their resilience and ingenuity. But it's also a missed opportunity for our broader economy. The third story Latoya shared focused on employment trends and is perhaps the most stark illustration of the canary in the coal mine phenomenon. Historically, Black women have experienced higher unemployment rates than almost any other demographic group. During economic downturns, they're often the first to lose jobs and the last to be rehired when recovery begins. This pattern played out dramatically during recent economic crises. Black women's unemployment rates spiked earlier and higher than other groups, and they remained elevated long after the official recovery was underway. If policymakers had paid closer attention to these early warning signs, if they had recognized that Black women's economic experiences were predictive rather than peripheral, they might have implemented more effective interventions sooner. Latoya shared the story of a manufacturing community in the Midwest where Black women workers began losing their jobs 6 months before the company announced widespread layoffs. Those early job losses were dismissed as restructuring or normal turnover. But they weren't random. They were the first tremors of a major economic earthquake that eventually affected thousands of workers across all demographics. The implications are profound. By focusing economic support and policy interventions on the needs of Black women, we could potentially prevent or mitigate broader economic downturns. By ensuring that Black women have access to quality jobs, fair wages, and opportunities for advancement, we strengthen the foundation of our entire economy. This isn't just theoretical. There's compelling evidence that economies with greater gender and racial equity are more stable, more innovative, and more resilient. When we remove barriers that prevent full participation, everyone benefits from the resulting growth and stability. So, what does this mean in practical terms? How do we translate these insights into action? First, we need to recognize that supporting Black women's economic success isn't a niche concern or a special interest. It's central to building a healthy, resilient economy for everyone. This means investing in education and training programs that prepare Black women for high growth fields. It means implementing policies that address wage gaps and workplace discrimination. It means ensuring access to affordable child care and family leave, which disproportionately impact women's ability to participate fully in the workforce. For the business community, it means examining lending practices and investment patterns. Are Black women entrepreneurs receiving equitable access to capital? Are venture capital firms and angel investors seeking out and supporting diverse founders? Are corporate supplier diversity programs genuinely creating opportunities for Black women owned businesses? For policymakers, it means using an equity lens when designing economic interventions. How will this policy impact those who are most vulnerable? Will it reach those who have historically been excluded? Does it address underlying structural barriers or merely treat symptoms? And for all of us as individuals, it means being intentional about where we spend our money, which businesses we support, and how we use our voices and influence. It means recognizing that our economic choices have ripple effects that can either reinforce or help dismantle systemic inequities. During our conversation, Latoya posed a question that has stayed with me, haunting me, challenging me. What would our economy look like if Black women had truly equal access to opportunity? How much untapped potential? How many world changing innovations? How much economic growth have we sacrificed on the altar of inequality? I want you to sit with that question. Let it unsettle you. Let it motivate you. Because here's the truth: the success of Black women isn't just their concern, it's everyone's concern. It's a matter of economic self interest as much as it is a matter of justice. When we allow systemic barriers to hold Black women back, we're not just hurting them, we're hurting ourselves, we're weakening our economy, we're limiting our collective potential. But there's hope in this realization. If the challenges facing Black women are canaries in our economic coal mine, then addressing those challenges becomes our path to a more resilient, innovative, and prosperous economy for all. So I challenge you today: look for the canaries, pay attention to the early warning signs, and most importantly, act on what you see. Support Black women owned businesses, advocate for policy changes, examine your own practices and biases. Because when Black women succeed, we all succeed. The future of our economy depends on it. The future of our communities depends on it. Our collective future depends on it. Thank you.